When was the last time you had the opportunity to learn firsthand from some of the best walleye and pike pros in North America? Well, this week you'll do just that, right here on Simply Fishing. This portion of Simply Fishing is being brought to you by Shimano and the Calcutta family of reels. And by Pose, makers of the original Giant Jackpot. This week we are the guests of Wilderness North and we'll visit their Strikers Point facility on Whitewater Lake in Ontario. Our mission? To teach a lodge full of information-seeking anglers some of the nuances of walleye and pike fishing. Mike Giefer will join me as we chase pike on whitewater and share our knowledge with the attending students. Bart Rosen and Victor Stolzers will amaze those in attendance with their wisdom and knowledge as it applies to walleye. And in short, you'll be attending vicariously the first of many wilderness walleye and pike schools to be held at Strikers Point. Fact is, before we're out of here today, we'll display the necessary contact information for everyone interested in attending the Wilderness Walleye and Pike Schools scheduled for June 21st through June 26, 2004. If catching hundreds of walleyes and mingling with the best pros in the walleye world interests you, then you need to be here. The school is run on a daily schedule, allowing ample time for both classroom and fishing experiences, as well as plenty of time to socialize or pursue your one-on-one with your favorite instructor. Breakfast is served every morning at approximately 6 a.m. and is followed closely by your first session of classroom instruction, where details such as lake contours, spawning areas, weather conditions, and much more are discussed. Bart and Victor will share more than 50 years of knowledge during these sessions and will have you catching walleye in short order. At 12 noon it's lunchtime and back at the lodge with a strong emphasis on good food. A short classroom briefing on techniques and equipment, and you're back to setting the hook. I'm not kidding in the least when I say you can catch over 100 walleyes a day at Strikers Point Wilderness Walleye and Pike School. Equipment is pure necessity in fishing, any fishing. And to help our students out with their catch ratio, they receive product from many manufacturers such as Lindy, Drift Control, Beckman, Strike King, Yakima Baits, Lynn Thompson Lures, Phelps Tackle Company, Bait Rigs, Reef Runner, Optimum Bait Company, and of course Thorn Brothers of Minneapolis. Most in attendance couldn't believe their newfound treasures as a result of attending their 2003 event. Folks, I'm serious when I say I personally don't get overly excited about walleye fishing. However, I'll be the first to admit that many of you folks do. This June, those interested will have the opportunity to fish the Whitewater Lake system at Strikers Point and be assisted by professional educators such as Bart Rosen, Matt Thompson, Joe Carlson, and Victor Stolzers. No question will go unanswered, no angler will go fishless with guys like these. It's up to you. Make the plans to attend the Strikers Point Wilderness Walleye and Pike School in June 2004. Folks, enjoy the show. We're going to be back to talk a little bit more about the incredible spread that they put out for us right here at Strikers Point at this year's Walleye School. Keith, what do you say we hit this right in here?
Yeah, it looks good.
Got nice vegetation. I want to show you something that I've been working with that's really been cool. I had a chance to talk to the folks down at Strike King. They've come up with something that's really, I think it's going to be a pike revolution. The fact that you can't destruct this stuff is what's cool. I'm going to show you a brand new product. This is the 3X material from Strike King. And it's garlic scented. Whew! Can you smell it? And what we do with this, with the 3X, is we're using a large bend, just like a regular worming hook, okay, like you would Texas rig with.
So what is that, like a 4-aught or something?
It's a 5-aught.
5?
Yeah, and what we've done is we've built a small leader, custom small leader in about 4 or 5 inches in front of it. I mean, it is what it is. It's just to keep you from getting bit off. And all we're going to do is rig this thing just like we'd rig a Texas rig worm. I'm going to put it in the top. I'm going to come in just to where the bend is. You see where the bend of the hook is there?
Okay.
At that point right there, I'm going to push it through, okay? Now you want to make sure that you're straight up and down. There's actually a little groove right here in the Zulu. You want to make sure that you're straight, all right? Once you're to that point, you're going to run it up on your hook, and that's how it's going to set, as such, all right? Now, the next step would be to run it in. However, let me show you a little trick before we get that far, because you're dealing with a fish with a lot of teeth, okay? And they're going to tear this thing off the hook. They're not going to tear it up. Let me show you why. They can't tear it up. Okay?
Wow.
I mean, it's pretty incredible stuff, all right? We
Yeah.
started working with this technology about, 3-4 years ago, and Strike King perfected it with the Zulu and with their other 3X baits. But you can see it's virtually indestructible, which is why it's so fitting for northern pike.
Well, sure, they'll tear, regular ones up. Just, you go through 20 a day.
Oh, easy. I go through a bag in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So let's pull this back down. I'm going to show you the secret to what's going on here, all right? Now, this is a really worn out tube of super glue, but the reality is it's the magic in the mix. We're going to dab a little super glue up right on the end of the hook, okay? Now we're going to pull the Zulu back up as if we're fishing with it. Now we're going to run the hook through and into the slot that's made for it. Okay, that's the presentation that we're going to be throwing in the water. I'm going to put my super glue away here before it gets air dried on me. And that's the presentation that we're going to put in the water. Now, the reason for the super glue is obviously we've locked it.
Okay.
So if a pike hits it and misses it, for instance, you can throw it right back in there. What you might have to do is bring it out, take your hook back out again, find the center of your bait, go back through, and reposition it just to make it straight again, all right?
Okay.
But the reality is you're going to be able to toss it right back in there quickly. So if you throw up in there and bang, one hits it and misses it, you can throw it right back up in there and get it. This, quite frankly, is the lure I'm going to be throwing a lot of pike on. Now you'll notice that my hook looks like it's off center.
Mm-hmm.
It really isn't. The hook itself, the way the hook is designed, it's got a slight bend in it right at the tip. So consequently, it's going to look like it's slightly off center, isn't. The shaft of the hook itself is right down the body of the bait.
Okay.
You can see that. This is really, really a neat detail. I'll show you it in the water. This thing just dances and darts. What I call it is nervous. It just looks really nervous in the water. Let's work.
Might be something way back in there.
I'm going to get this in the grass, the Zulu. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, missed him. Get back in there. Yeah, she was so thick in that stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to control them. Yep, there you got it.
That's a good fish.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Wish she'd come right out of that grass, though. She missed it the first time I threw up in there. She's not done nothing yet.
Nope.
Come here, girl. Come here. Yeah, she's done nothing. Nice head, big fish.
Yeah, look at how wide it is.
Big fish. I'm just gonna go ahead and take her. She's gonna spin on me though, because she's done nothing. She come out of that grass.
Got a big pumpkin head on that fish.
That's a nice fish.
Mm-hmm. Just reach your hand way in there and grab it.
Yeah. Let's don't and say we did, huh? How's that?
Well, the barbless helped you there.
You want to see her quick?
Yeah. Yeah, give me a look of it.
Fat.
Yeah, very fat.
Nice fat fish.
Yeah, real beautiful.
Absolutely. I'm gonna get her back though.
Yeah. there's more in here with
For
her.
more info on our 2004 Wilderness North Walleye and Pike School, visit us at www.simplyfishing.com or call 1-888-465-3474. This portion of Simply Fishing is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time, and by Video Ray, going where no other underwater camera can go. Muskies Inc., like any other organization, realizes that competition exists for financial support. That's exactly why Muskies Inc. has strived to offer its members and the muskie community programs that work. Please consider supporting Muskies through Muskies Incorporated. Call 1-888-710-8286.
Here, I got one. Right below the boat. It's a nice one. Stay with me there, fish. Don't run away. Don't trip off. Don't hit me with your fin there. Nice having a barbless hook. There we go. That's a decent one.
They're dark and gold.
When I look for a lake like this, I ask questions, and everybody I'm sure does too. Where the fish spawn. It is springtime, so my guess is the ice went out 2-3 weeks ago, maybe longer, and the fish are going to be close to spawning areas. They're in post-spawn, so they're going to have the feed bag on. There's a
For more info on the 2004 Wilderness North Walleye and Pike School, visit us at www.simplyfishing.com or call us at 1-888-465-3474. This portion of Simply Fishing is brought to you by Beckman Nets, ensuring you the perfect catch. And by Shimano and the complete line of Compre rods, Shimano.
You gonna put your rain gear on, Keith?
Yeah, I'm gonna figure out right now.
It's coming. We're gonna get really wet. Folks, we're gonna bag the big camera. We're still gonna fish a little bit down here. We don't wanna get that thing wet, so we're gonna fish across here. Maybe we'll get you guys a fish. Let's bag that thing. Keith, let's keep fishing.
Okay.
God, it's raining. Keith, you wanna get your camera out? Good solid fish. Got her there? I'm gonna hand grab her. Okay. That's a nice fish. You don't like me. Open the side. I'm gonna kill this motor. If I drop her, she's gonna go. Want to see her quick?
Yeah.
It started blasting, so we put the big camera away. Decided to keep fishing down this edge. I want to get her back. How long do you think she is?
Well, I'd see it at least 42. What do you think? That's got a nice head on it. I mean, that's a big fish. Can you get a measurement?
Yeah. Give me a second. She might go away in my hand, but
Well, folks, while I pull the tape on this monster pike, let me remind you, you can experience this very magic at the 2005 Wilderness North Walleye and Pike School. Fly in and catch more pike and walleye than you ever dreamed of, and make a boatload of new friends.
that's right, that's the head.
Join us next week when our newfound friends Amelia and Rosa from Spain experience the successes of attending the Mike James Memorial PhD at Wiley Point Lodge on Lake of the Woods. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors for allowing us to present Simply Fishing. Canadian Connection, travel where we do throughout Canada. Motor Guide Trolling Motors, Motor Guide Never Stop. Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time.